When we first start training with bands, especially with young people, now we're going to take that information that we taught them without bands and we're going to start incorporating bands. So again, we start with staggered stance runouts. This is probably the easiest drill to start out with because everybody does it well. We practice it every day and kids play with it every day. Again, the same sequence of cueing goes here. You want to make sure they get into a staggered stance. You want to see a good staggered stance posture with arms and legs in the correct position. You want to see them accelerate off that front foot and push off that front foot where most of the weight should be transferred. Forward runs are very easy to do and kids typically get going very well with them. From there we're going to go ahead and we're going to progress into backwards. Now here again you got to teach them good posture and good alignment when they take off. You want to make sure they're loaded on their front foot. You want to make sure that they're ready to accelerate off, and you want to keep their nose over their toes. We are purely working on acceleration at this point. We cue them to come back slowly and to not be in a hurry coming back. I typically will use whistle starts doing this and make sure I keep control of how fast they're doing each repetition and each set. Now we're going to progress into shuffle acceleration. Again, the key here is which foot do they move first. This also allows them, because we're working on acceleration and allowing them to come back slowly, it allows them to start getting a better appreciation for the band tension and how they need to position their feet. Very important, especially with shuffles, that you allow them to learn how to accelerate first and come back at their own pace so they learn how to protect themselves with their inside foot. You want to make sure it's a stepping drill and not a hopping drill, and you want to make sure they really work at exploding out quickly. From there we're going to go into turn and go. So again, get their posture, set them in a good athletic posture, rip their right arm, punch their left arm unless they're going the other direction. This is a great drill and kids really enjoy doing this drill. Just make sure that they learn how to shuffle coming back, because ultimately as they get into the full drill, that's what they're going to be doing, is they're going to be shuffling coming back, they're going to reload and explode out again. Carter does a great job of ripping his arms and getting out quick doing this drill. He also does a great job of staying in a pretty good posture, especially for a young 7th grader. Quickness and explosion, that's what we're looking for. How fast can you get out to the cone? Explode out, recover back easy, and explode out again. Okay, now it's time to incorporate the reaction drills. Once again, using a hand clap or a hand signal is a good way to start training this. The plyo step is typically where we'll start. Kenzie does a great job of popping her foot back but keeping her entire body moving forward and ripping her arms and getting out as quick as she can. We check for posture, we check for positioning, we make sure they're athletically ready to go, and then we give them a hand signal or a clap to explode out. This is a very instinctive move. All you have to do is let the athletes start to learn how to go ahead and explode. Last drill we're going to go incorporate is the reactive hip turn. Carter gets into a good athletic position, sets himself, and on his command, takes off, opens up those hips, and really works on the shuffle maneuver. Again, watch the front foot as he pops the foot forward and goes into his shuffle position. Right there, he pops it open, really opens up, and gets back into that shuffle position using the band resistance. There are a couple of ways that you can do this drill. Again, take note on how I have the cone set up. It's important that you give the kids visual awareness of where you want them to target their movements towards. That allows you to keep the band safe and to keep them safe. You can also incorporate a crossover maneuver with this. So instead of shuffling, you're going to go into a hip turn, but now you're going to break it into a crossover step. And again, I'm only looking for 2 or 3 steps, and I make sure they come back safe when they come out of this.